Hi, wonderful students. What we're going to learn today are the expectations for the annotation assignment. This is one of your first assignments in English 101, and so sometimes it's really important to make sure that we're understanding how to read the directions and what the expectations are for your assignment. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to actually go through the different modules in week 1. The most helpful modules for this particular assignment are going to be the main ideas module, because when we annotate, we're looking for main ideas and not all of those details. And we'll also be looking at the annotating text module. Okay, so learn about main ideas, what annotation is and what it looks like. Make sure that you're watching the video and going through the guidelines. Now, these annotation guidelines are what you're going to be using and what it means when we say that we're expecting a variety of annotations in your text. So make sure that you understand what annotation is, go through the guidelines, and use these different points, however many you want. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, however many different kinds of annotations that actually speak to you and are going to be helpful for you to be able to complete this assignment, but to also really be able to understand your text. That is the whole point of this particular assignment. Okay. Now, one of the things that you must do in our annotation assignment, so let's look at the directions, is you'll read reading number 1 first. Okay. Annotation, you always read first and annotate on the second reading. Okay. So you'll use reading number 1, and then you can take a look at the sample annotations. There are 2 different ways that you can complete your annotations. You can either use Word, PDF, OneNote, Google Docs, and you can annotate online. When you annotate online, it's going to look a little bit like this. So you'll use highlighting. You can actually use a different font color. Some students color code their annotations, and then you will absolutely have short summaries next to every single paragraph here. Now, this particular sample does not show short summaries next to every paragraph, but my expectation is that every single paragraph has some kind of short summary on the side. You can also choose to actually print out a copy and annotate by hand. So if you choose to do that, again, short summaries are required next to every single paragraph. You can group them if you like, but next to every single paragraph to show comprehension. Okay, let's go back into the assignment. You will be using text, videos, and examples in the guidelines that I just showed you, and you'll use a variety of methods to annotate. It states clearly in the directions that these short summaries are a necessity. You can go ahead and click on the rubric to see how you will be assigned, but you can also take a look at what to submit. You can either take photos of your annotated article and submit the JPEGs. Please make sure that they are JPEG. They are JPEG documents instead of HEIC. HEIC is something that we cannot read in Brightspace. You can also attach your Google Doc, your MS Word file, or whatever it is that you have used online. Now, we are not face-to-face, so that one is not one that you can use. But if you are ever in one of our face-to-face courses, this is something that we can actually do together. Okay, if you would like to know a little bit more about how to annotate online, it's in our course. So in our annotating text module, you will be able to see how to annotate in Google Docs, in MS Word using comments, or using the draw feature. All of that information is available to you. Again, you must have short summaries next to each paragraph, and then use another way or another variety of methods in order to show comprehension. The whole point, again, is to make sure that you are showing that you're interacting with the text, that you're using those active reading strategies that you learned in your critical reading, and that you're really engaging with our text. Okay, everybody, hope that helps.